I just installed the Frizzlife PD600 reverse osmosis system, and it's working because my TDS meter just showed me a reading of 29 ppm. Now that's great considering my tap water tested at 133, and the filtered water from my fridge was 108. But that's not even the reason I installed this RO system. It's microplastics, which I'm sure you've heard of, and is gross. Apparently the average person ingests 5 grams of plastic per week, which is literally the equivalent of eating a credit card every 7 days. Now these TDS results have nothing to do with microplastics. The Frizzlife PD600 uses an RO membrane with 0.0001 micron pores, so that's like 10,000 times smaller than a typical microplastic particle. That membrane is actually tested against NSF and ANSI standards 58 and 53 for reducing lead, PFAS, and microplastics. So these meters don't test for that, but I can be confident that it's filtering out any microplastics. So already it's a win-win. So let's talk briefly about the installation. I have very little plumbing experience other than plunging a toilet. So pretty much everything I need was included in the box, and there's a nice installation video as well. I will say the installation video makes it seem a little too easy, and the one thing it could have mentioned was how precise you needed to cut the tubes with a razor blade, because a couple of my cuts weren't perfect, and it resulted in a few leaks. But even though I personally had a few problems, it was relatively easy to install on my own. And there are a few things to note. You need to be able to plug this system in. Luckily, the hardware for my garbage disposal included an extra outlet, so I was good there. But it does take a good amount of space under your sink. One thing to note is the smart LED display on the front shows you the real-time TDS output and has color-coded lights that tell you exactly how much life is left in each filter. And you're going to need a hole in your countertop for the faucet to get installed in, and it's the standard size so it fits right in. If not, a hole's going to have to be drilled to accommodate the faucet. So I've had this installed for about a week now, and I just did a test. The TDS meter lit up in green, and I got a reading of 29 ppm. You might think, like, why is it 29 and not like 0 or 1? And that's because it uses a TAM3 remineralization filter. The RO membrane completely strips the water until it's pure, but then the filter adds back in essential minerals like calcium and magnesium. This raises the pH to 7.5 or higher, giving you alkaline water, which is better for health and taste. So aside from you getting back really clean water and free of microplastics, it actually tastes great. Seriously, the water tastes so good and pure. I also drink a ton of coffee, and I could taste the difference with that as well. Now, as far as maintenance goes, there are several filters. There's 3 filters in total. The composite filter and the alkaline filter both need to be replaced once per year, and they cost about $30–35. And the RO membrane needs to be replaced once every 2 years. Those are more like $85. So that's really around $100 a year. It's not bad. So just in terms of daily use, first of all, I'm going to mention the faucet looks really nice. It almost looks like a little version of my current faucet. It turns on and off very nicely. I'll also mention that when the system is running, it does make a low humming noise. Now, it is installed in the cabinet under the sink, so that dampens a lot of the noise, and I don't think it's a factor at all. I'm just mentioning it because it exists. The PD600 is also really efficient for a tankless RO system. Older reverse osmosis systems are notorious for wasting tons of water, like dumping 4 gallons for every gallon of water you drink. The PD600 has a 2-to-1 drain ratio, so you actually get 2 gallons of water for every 1 gallon of water you waste. So as for a final verdict, I am definitely happy with this purchase. Lots of pros, including no microplastics, easy enough installation, looks very nice, works great, and again, this beautiful, pure, filtered alkaline water just tastes amazing. Are there any cons? I mean, it takes a lot of space up underneath the sink. You have to replace filters, but it's like every year or two, and it's not that expensive. And I don't know, it makes the tiniest bit of noise. I don't care about that. So yeah, overall, it's a win. I'm very happy with it. And sure, I'm still gonna ingest microplastics from other sources, but at least I could cut it down severely for my family's drinking water. Now, I don't always like to quote exact prices for products like this, but I currently have a discount code which I'll include in the description along with a link to the product. If you've enjoyed my short and sweet review, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And as always, thank you so much for watching.